All right, hello everybody. Welcome or welcome back to Ravenscape Crafts. This is Sue from Ravenscape Crafts. I hope you guys are all doing well today. I'm going to try to do something a little different today. We're going to do a little coloring. And then we'll talk about some crafty stuff. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And I talk about all kinds of things crafty and usually I talk a lot about yarn, books, and life. But today we're going to be doing a little coloring. Thought we try a little something different, little, oops, sorry, wigglies, peaceful ASMR-y kind of coloring. So let's get to it. Because I don't have any finished crochet projects yet. I am been so bad with that. But this is the book that I am working on. It's called Mythomorphia, an extreme coloring and search challenge. I got this on Hamilton Books for $5, and I'll just show you some of the pictures in here. It is a really cool coloring book. This one, that's the first one. That's the one I'm working on. I'll show you that. Like, look at that. Some really cool dragon scenes. So, yeah, so I'm going to be working on this one. It's sort of like an ent. I think it's really cool. I started working on this. I thought I've been in the mood to color on it, so I thought maybe we could work on it together. We could chit chat, talk about stuff. Right now I'm using some Crayola pencils. I also will be using, I have these are really awesome colored pencils. They're the Faber-Castell Black Edition. I'll show you those to you then, but for now we're gonna work on some of the brown. I laid down, this darker brown is a Crayola, and it's called Dark Chocolate. If you can see it. And that's what I'm starting with, and then I'm using, what's this called? Just called Light Brown by Crayola to add in some details. See, into the wood. So, I hope you guys are all doing good today. I have not made, am I gonna wiggle you? You guys wiggling real bad? I hope not. I don't want to make anybody nauseous with the wiggles. Oh no, you're on the other table. Okay. I thought I attached you to my table, but I didn't, so. Alright, so we can wiggle all we want to. So I hope you guys are doing well. I'm recording this on Sunday. I'm doing good. Tired, but good. It was a lot this week, but and then this coming week's gonna be going on a lot. Yeah, I don't have any crochet. Well, let's start there. I don't have any crochet finished. I shouldn't say that. I made, oh my goodness, so many, probably close to 100 face scrubbies for free, face scrubbies to give away when people buy stuff from me. And I finished a whole pile of hacky sacks. I'm gonna give a break on the hacky sacks for now, and see if they start selling some, then I'll make some more. But as of right now, they're not like flying off the shelves, let's just say. June's always a little bit of a slower month, which is okay. It'll pick back up at some point. You know, between graduations and it becoming summer and people starting to take vacation, prepare for the 4th of July, it's always a slower month. I don't sell anything that's really, you know, much stuff that has to do anything with that kind of thing. I don't sell any graduation things. I don't really sell anything having to do with like Memorial Day or 4th of July or anything. So it's always a little bit slower, but that's all right. We pick back up and we make money when we can, right? And so, but I have been working on stuff. I've been working on that. Hopefully by the next time I make a video, I will have that sparkly hood that I was showing you guys done. And because I've been working on it. See, this book is really cool because I don't know if you can see, but like here is a dragonfly. There's like dragonflies hidden in this. There's different stuff hidden. Like there's a sunflower hidden, a bug. And you kind of find them as you're coloring, which is kind of cool. I got a couple. There's this one. This one's called what? Mythomorphia. And then there's another one called Anamorphia, which is similar, but a little bit different. I think this one's really neat. This is like a tree ant. So I'm just adding some extra shading in. Just give it some depth. See how different it looks like this side to like this. It just gives it a little bit more depth. We're doing the two colors. I am not a master color artist, or like see the difference between this side and this side. I am not like a master at coloring, but I do like to try to make my pictures look kind of nice. I don't know. There's just something peaceful and cathartic about coloring if you haven't done it. And I could use a little peaceful and cathartic right now. So, we'll get back to that. So updates. Like I said, update on the crochet. Hopefully by next time I talk to you, I'll have it done. I was finishing up a lot of face scrubbies and stuff, but those are done now. So I'm back on to bigger projects, and we'll see how that goes. And then, as far as sales on yarn and stuff, I'm not sure if they're still on, but I know Hirschner's was offering cheap shipping right now. Again, I'm not certain if they're still doing it, but I know they did have it still going yesterday on Saturday, so I'm not 100% sure. But it's something to check out, and I know they did have some stuff, some pretty good stuff on sale. Nothing I needed. Well, I mean, I have a lot of yarn. I do need a couple things from them. I just haven't, one of these days I'm gonna put an order in, but I have so much yarn right now. I know that's hard to believe, but I do. I have a lot, so I really need to go through it and organize it some this week and see if I can figure some stuff out for it. Because my husband is on vacation this week, so that'll be nice. We're not going anywhere, obviously, because I can't really go anywhere. But he's on vacation, so he plans on getting a couple things done that he doesn't normally get to do around the house. And other stuff. Of course, the kids are still working this week. They have jobs, so they're working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They do have off Thursday, Friday for 4th of July, so that should be good. We can actually do some fam stuff. of a little vacay. We don't generally, we're not the kind of people that go on vacation or go do stuff. I mean, in all the years my husband and I are together, we actually only ever really went away once, and that was only overnight. So we're just not travel trip people. We like home. We like staying at home. I don't know, for a multitude of reasons, but we just prefer it. So you guys travel people, I always envy people who could just like pick up and go and do fun stuff, and it's stressful for me. I don't know, it's stressful to go away and do stuff for me, like do I have everything, and packing and getting ready, and is it gonna go the way I planned? And I'm just not one of those easy, carefree, like, yeah, let's just go and enjoy. And I don't know. It's stressful for me. So I prefer local stuff, doing things that we can day trip. You know, that's just more my speed. And that's okay, because not everybody has to be a super traveler. All right, let me pause you for a second. I'm trying to... what have I been reading? I finished... What book did I finish? I think I showed you. I finished... Oh yeah, the last book. Yeah. I have not finished another book since then. I have not read a whole lot. Honestly, I've been trying to read, and I just... You know, sometimes we're reading days, some days are not. And I just have not been feeling the absolute best. This week was, well, let's get into my week. We'll do that. Because that's the most interesting part of this story. So, of course, well, Monday was pretty normal from what I remember. I don't know, they melt into each other. And then Tuesday I had my MRI. So let's get into the MRI story. So of course, I went between being worried about it and thinking I'll be okay, you know. So they gave me a Valium, and the worst part, the first worst part about the MRI was I didn't have the appointment until 4:30 at night. So, of course, that meant I had all day. Oh, sorry, I put these pencils here. Now they're in your way. 4:30 at night, so I had all day to worry about going for the MRI. So, of course, till it was finally time, I was like, let's just do this. You know, I was more than ready to go. So we went, and it was real easy to find. Of course, it was miserable that day. It was pouring rain, and we also had, and this is not getting political, but we had Trump visiting our area, and so traffic was all messed up around the area. So that was an extra stress, because we all know when he comes around, any president, not just Trump, that traffic is an absolute nightmare. So I was not looking forward to that part. Luckily, I didn't have too much trouble. He was not the way our route was to go, so we got there in pretty good time. And it was a new place. I didn't know where. It was a new medical facility I hadn't been to before. And because the place I normally go, I guess they wanted to put me in a larger tube MRI, especially since I'm, well, A, because I'm not a little person, and B, because I am claustrophobic on top of it. So they said they wanted to get me a bigger tube, which thank God they did, because I don't know that I would have fit in a smaller tube, to be honest with you. My shoulders were almost touching the sides of this one. So, I don't know that my actual weight was so much an issue as my sheer just being tall and big, you know, because nothing else was close to touching, but my shoulders were. Um, in fact, I had to move when I went in because my one shoulder was touching the side, and obviously that can cause all kind of trouble. So we got there. Everybody was really nice. They gave me scrubs to change into. They gave me this little private changing room to change into stuff. No big deal. Got that done. She took me in. They got me on the table. And, of course, she said, well, the good news for you is you can go feet first, you know, because of it being a lower lumbar. She's like, but you're still going to be inside the tube. And I'm like, okay. So I was like, all right. I had taken my Valium, which, to be honest, everybody's like, oh, Valium's really going to make you feel loopy and you're going to be so relaxed. No, it did not. It did nothing. I don't know. They say every medication works on people different, and I can attest to that because, honest to God, my I react different than other people for different things. So the Valium, yeah, it did not really relax me at all. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to close my eyes, and I'll be fine. I'll close my eyes, and then I won't see how close I am to the machine. Excuse me, and I'll be fine. Well, okay, so that worked until I was like, well, I got in there. I could still feel air because there was a lot of air blowing in that room. I'm assuming to keep the MRI machine cool, and it's like an ice box in there. My goodness, it's so cold. They call it the vault. So I was in there doing that. So they got me in there. I could feel a breeze on my face, which is what makes me panic, is when I can't, like when I feel like I can't breathe. So that made me happy. And then I'm gonna switch over to dark chocolate. We'll start doing some of these areas I haven't done yet. So that made me happy. So partway through, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm doing pretty good. I don't think this is gonna bother me as much as I thought it was gonna. And then I opened my eyes. When I tell you, that was the wrong thing to do. The wrong thing to do. Wrong. Absolute wrong thing to do. I did not realize how close that thing was to my face. Yeah, it was close. Real close. And not happy. I started to panic immediately. And of course, they give you that little button, and those ladies can be glad that I am a people pleaser and that I did not want to bother them because every ounce of me was telling me to get the hell out of that machine. Oh my God. Every ounce of me was like freaking out on the inside. So, but of course, she told me, like, you know, please try not to move. If you move, we have to redo this parts and that's going to take longer. So of course I was like 20 minutes in, and she comes over the thing, and she's like, are you okay in there? You haven't moved at all. I'm like, you're fine, just keep going. It's like, okay, like 5 more minutes, you're almost done. So yeah, so I did it. I was proud of myself. I did it. I made it through the MRI. And then the kids had to Uber home from work because, of course, my appointment was right when they got out of work. So, but they got home okay and all that jazz. So it all worked out. It all worked out just fine. And then, of course, I was sore on Wednesday from having to go out of the house, having to go, of course, laying on my back, which, of course, is my problem area, in the MRI machine for almost a half an hour with no, on that hard, I mean, there's a little padding on the bed thingy, but it's pretty hard. And so that did not feel great on my back. My back did not enjoy that. And then, of course, afterward, I had to, well, and then, of course, just going out of the house hurts my back and my legs and my feet and stuff like that. And then Wednesday, of course, my physical therapist showed up. So, well, and then on top of it, my aide was sick again. Em was sick again. And so she wasn't here. She was here Monday. And then she was off Tuesday and Wednesday. So, of course, I had my physical therapist coming on Wednesday. And we do a lot of stuff like out by the sink. So, of course, like dishes hadn't been done and other stuff hadn't been like the counters and stove hadn't been wiped off. So I went out there and I was smart about it. Because I do tend to be a bit of a fall risk out in the kitchen. So I just took my computer chair and I sat in that and I rolled myself around the kitchen and I cleaned up the stove and I washed the dishes and got that all looking decent so that when I did my physical therapy out by the kitchen sink, there wasn't like a million dishes in the sink and the counters and the stove were not disgusting. So I did that. And then, of course, Brian came, and my physical therapist, and he was here, and he beat me up for almost an hour, and which again is good. I'm not complaining. But he did give me a whole lot of exercises to do, and I was so sore. I was sore. So Wednesday night was a little rough. So I just did not get a ton of stuff done this week. Between being nervous about stuff on Wednesday or on Tuesday, and then having to clean the house and run the vacuum. And let's just say when you're trying to run a vacuum and clean and stuff, when you have to sit in a computer chair and things, it takes 10 times longer than what normally it would, tidying up and things like that when you can't, or, some of it I used the walker and did, and like the stuff in the living room, some of it I used the walker, but it just takes 100 times longer than what it normally used to take me. So I just didn't get as much done this week as I would have liked to. But I did it. To be honest, I was proud of myself this week. Sometimes we got to take the little wins where we can get them, right? We got to take, when you're stuck and you can't do a lot of stuff, sometimes if you can manage little stuff that needs to get done, it feels really freaking good. So I was very happy. I was very proud of myself, by Thursday, because, I did the MRI, even though I was freaking out. I did the cleaning on Wednesday. I did my physical therapy. So Thursday, I was tired. Thursday, I was just absolutely exhausted. My aide came back on Thursday, and man, I feel bad because she came in and started doing stuff, and I went to sleep. I was so tired. I hadn't slept a lot, and from just everything, I was so tired on Thursday. So I slept, and I got some well-needed rest, and sometimes we just have to give ourselves grace. I've said that many times. So that's one of the hardest things sometimes. I was watching this guy. I get a lot of Gen X videos on my TikTok and stuff like that, and this guy was saying about how Gen X, like how when we grew up, everything was, if you were sitting around, you were being lazy. And if you weren't getting something done, you were being lazy. And, you know, I can relate to that. That is very much how I was made to feel, especially by my mother. And, you know, if she caught me sitting around in the summertime, it was like, oh, are you just going to sit here all day? You're not going to sit here all day. You're not just going to sit here and be lazy all day, you know. Get outside. Go do something, you know what I mean? I'll give you stuff to do if you're going to just sit here. And she did, you know. I was responsible for a lot of the cleaning from a fairly young age. You know, running the vacuum in the house. I had to do the dishes every night. And none of these am I saying is a bad thing. Getting the laundry together, dusting, you know, and those were every week jobs. You know, we had to dust the whole house, or I should say so my brother was supposed to help, but that didn't often happen. Mowing the lawn in the summertime, and of course, we didn't have a kind of lawnmower that bagged anything, so you had to run the lawnmower and then rake the yard and take care of stuff and trimming and tending the garden and you know, and he was saying like how our whole childhood was based a lot on, you know, go, do, you know, you're lazy if you don't do this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, and now as grown-ups, we don't know how to relax. Like, not truly. And I'm like, oh, I get that. I mean, I get that full-hearted, like, wholeheartedly. You know, I can attest to the fact that a lot of times, you know, if I'm just, I can't just sit here. I can't sit here and just do nothing. Like, even when I'm in pain, even when I'm having a flare-up that's absolutely horrendous, I'm either doing something or feeling like I should be doing something, you know? Every time I take a nap, even if I only got 3 hours of sleep last night, and I should have gotten 8, and now I'm taking a nap because I'm exhausted, I feel bad, like I'm wasting time, like I should be doing something. You know, I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but, you know, and the worst part for me is I try to remind myself, like, you don't have to be doing something all the time. Like, it is okay just to sit and relax. But it feels so wrong to sit and relax that I don't relax when I sit and relax. Do you guys get that? You guys relate to it? Like, ugh. You know? Like, I envy people who can just sit and relax. It takes a lot for me to relax. Just be able to relax. So, like, we were watching, well, last night we watched The Bear, which, if you've not watched The Bear, and it is a phenomenal show. A phenomenal show. And the last season just came out on Hulu and Disney Plus. So, if you haven't seen it and you have Hulu or Disney Plus, it is just a phenomenal show. And it's over now, so you can watch the entire thing from season 1 to season 5 straight through if you want to. It's a good bingey show. It is, I mean, it's got a ton of emotion, which I think is what I love about it. I mean, I could relate some because it deals with like a restaurant, and although I've never even pretend to have worked in a Michelin star restaurant or know fine dining or anything like that, I did work with food the better part of my adult life, and even, well, a good part of my childhood as well, let's just face it. So, you know, I do relate to a lot of the stuff that goes on the show, even though I never worked in fancy dining like they end up doing. But it just has a lot of good, there's a lot of family stuff, there's a lot of really good undertones at how sometimes your made family is better than your, or not, is just as important, if not more important sometimes, than your real family, depending on your situation, because not everybody's real family is the best. Or, I mean, again, not everybody has family, not everybody has family still left. You know, which is another important aspect of it. And sometimes, you know, our chosen family is just as important, if not more important in our lives than some of our real family. And that hits me hard because that is true for me 1,000%. So if you haven't watched it, it's an amazing show. It deals with a lot of subjects. If you're not, let's just say if you're super sensitive to certain things like self-unaliving, it may not be a show for you. But I think it has a lot of really good, it's just an amazing show. I can't say anything other than that. It's an amazing show. It has amazing characters, amazing actors in it. What's his name? Oh, his last name's White. I cannot think of his name. From Shameless, the guy who played Lip on Shameless. Jeremy Allen White. He's in it. He's the main character. There's some other characters that I don't know the actors' names of. The guy who played Shane, or the Punisher, Shane on Walking Dead, or I think he played the Punisher. I don't know his name. He's in it. Hold on. Yeah, so if you haven't watched that show, I would definitely watch it. It's a really good show. Alright. I think we need to sort of start on some of this. So my thing is, since there's acorns, like, oh, where are they? Like, there's some acorns in here. There's acorns, there's acorns. I'm thinking it's fall in this picture. So I'm thinking we need to, well, here, let's work on the lips first. So I think I'm going to do is take a real light pink color and just do, I think this is the color I'm looking for. These are really nice, these black pencils, because they are super blendable. So I think I'm just going to add a little bit of this pink for the mouth. Right at the edge here. You'll see. It looks a little bright yet now. Alright, so we're going to do that, and then we can work them out. The darkest pink in the middle. color it out. Okay. And then we're going to come back through with the darker brown around the edge. A little more of this pink. You see this? Just real light with the pink. Okay, and then we're gonna color it in with this. So we just want a hint of the pink, because I wouldn't think a tree ant would have much pink showing. So adding some of this brown. I'm going to go back through with the dark brown. Get it real good. We're going to color some of the darker brown in the middle. See? Looks cool, right? Yeah, so that's my week. So like I said, this week coming up, my husband has vacation, so we're hopefully gonna do a couple fun things, get some stuff done around the house that needs to get done, get to some projects that we've been meaning to get to. He will get some well-deserved time off from work because he has been stressed. And one of the guys that he's worked with for 10 years has left. His last day was Friday, so that was kind of bittersweet. And yeah, so he is going to get some well-deserved relaxation time and work on some of his stuff that he likes working on other than cars. And yeah, we're just going to hang out. I do have my pain management appointment on Wednesday, so we'll see what they say. It's at 7:30 in the morning on Wednesday, so hopefully my MRI results are back by then. I have not gotten them yet, but we're hoping they're back before Wednesday so that we can discuss next steps, see what's actually wrong. If I get my results, I'll make a video letting you guys know what they found, if they found anything. On my forever journey to what the F is wrong with me and what are we going to do to fix it. Yeah. But we're going to find out. I have faith. I have absolute faith. We're going to figure it out. But yeah, so I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you're enjoying my coloring a little bit. Maybe inspired you to color a little. I really do enjoy it. It really is peaceful. I don't get to do it enough. It's hard for me to sit forward, like to color at this point. So I don't color as much as I'd like to. Or diamond paint like I used to love to do. But maybe we'll get that out one of these days and we can work on, I have a project like partway done. If you guys are interested, let me know. I can do some of that on a video. Let's have to get my stuff out, see where I'm at, and or do you like the coloring? We could do more coloring. And of course I'm going to bore you with my stories, my my life stories. let you know where I'm at with my journey by trying to get somewhere, get done, figured out what my problems are, my health healing journey, my constant pain and suffering that they don't seem to be able to figure out what is wrong with me. Well, hopefully. We don't know. Maybe this MRI is going to show that I have some terribly pinched nerves somewhere, and we have a solution as to how to fix that. I don't know. I just don't know at this point. I hope one of these times I get an actual answer. If this isn't it, then I am going to go back to the gynecologist and make them do something to figure out if that is more of my problem. Oh, the lips look weird in here. They look in person there. There you go. Now you can see it better. Isn't that cool? I just think it's just the most awesomest picture. I'm having so much fun with it. Yeah, so that's where I'm at right this moment. Sorry I don't have too many new updates. Next video, like I said, I should have this hood done. It is pretty much done. Not all the way done, but it's getting there. And once that's done, I'll show it to you. And then we'll move on from there. See what my next project's going to be. So I hope you all... Hold on, let me pause it. So, I hope you all have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed coloring with me. I enjoyed spending some time with you guys. You guys mean the world to me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Do something nice for yourself today. And as always, I'm sorry, I can only do half of it. You can do the other half with me here. Choose love every day. Bye, everybody.